NFC West, the final division here. A very interesting division. Rams won it last year. Took it all the way to the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at the odds for the NFC West. I would assume that the Rams are favored again. They are, not by a whole bunch, though.
Yeah.
125, plus 125. The 49ers are the second choice at plus 170. Got the Cardinals, their third choice, plus 360. And then the Seahawks, a distant fourth, at plus 1,500. So let's start with the Rams here. 12 wins last year. 10.5 is the over-under.
Yeah, I'm going to go under here.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go under. All right, I just look at it and go, first off, Super Bowl hangover a little bit, certainly is a thing. They've lost some pieces to their football team where I go, yeah, they're not like superstars, but hey, no Odell, no Von Miller right off the bat, no Troy Reader at middle linebacker, middle of their defense. I look at it and go, okay, there's Ashawn Robinson and Aaron Donald, but I don't think there's incredible depth there. That scares me, right? Lost Darius Williams, who I thought's a pretty damn good corner, and lost him in free agency. So I said Whitworth, no Corbett, who they lost to the Panthers. I just look at it and go, yeah, I think there's guys that that they lost that were good players that rounded out their roster that made them a little bit better than we give them credit for. And that's where I come to it and go, yeah, between that, Stafford not being able to practice all offseason, having the bullseye of being the Super Bowl team every time you come into town. I think between all of that, that's where I just go, again, I'm not full disclosure. I'm picking them to go to the playoffs, but I'm picking under. I think this is a 10-7, 9-8 type of football team. And, let me just say, I know I wrote something about their schedule. Got to play the 49ers 2 of their first 7 games. 49ers got their number, as we know. We know the Bills are good to start week 1. Again, their team is good, but they got some tough games. They do. Playing the AFC West ain't easy either. So I'm going to go with a little bit of a down year from that standpoint.
Sure.
With
the Stafford thing is worrying, right? Although when he has thrown, he's thrown pretty well, and he's looked pretty good. They are managing it, and if he can't last the whole year, like a lot of teams, right? If the starting quarterback is not there at the end of the year, they have issues. But the 49ers, who knows who's going to be the starting quarterback at the end of the year for them. They are 10.5 is their over-under. They had a very good team last year, but only won 10 games last year. Getting into the playoffs is the number 6 seed, so 10.5 for the team that has the number 1 roster, excluding quarterbacks, in the mind of Chris Simms.
Yeah, and number 2 in the mind of Ahmed Fareed.
Yeah.
Right? And the 49ers and the Rams to this point are 2 teams that I always look at and go, they don't need superstar quarterbacks to be good. I mean, we've seen that. The Rams went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, right? The 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo, top 20 quarterback, been to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship. So I don't go, quarterback question, they're definitely screwed. And then especially not with what you said. The roster is ridiculous. It's redonkulous. It is across the board. The only position you look at and go, oh, that's not impressive, is corner, and they're a team that doesn't really put a lot of pressure on their corners anyway, so they don't expect you to be island man-to-man. And I think they even got a little bit better in that area when Charvarius Ward is back and healthy. But at the very least, again, yes, I have faith in Shanahan for sure. Trey Lance is the question. We get that. But as you heard me say before, the Shanahan tricks are going to be out early, and when they play the first 3 games of this year, there's no doubt they're the best team on the field. There's no doubt. The Bears, the Seahawks, and the Broncos, they are the best team on the field. Doesn't mean their quarterback's the best, but they're best team on the field. So I just look at that, and I could see them getting off to an incredible start. I can really see them being 5-1 after the first 6 games.
But what if Trey Lance is struggling in those games where they're supposed to eat?
Sure.
They slip up, and then you get into the tough games.
That's when we get into the tough games, and that's where Jimmy G and the fact that they got him is going to come in and save their ass for sure. Again, like we said, they don't need the quarterback to be a superstar. They just need him to be good and not f the game up. They're literally in that category, right? Yeah. And we've seen that. They've won a lot of games with Jimmy Garoppolo where we go, hey, he didn't really do anything, but he didn't f it up. And good by him. And he made 1 or 2 throws, and that's all he had to do, and we're good from there. So, yeah, I just look at them as a team kind of on a mission. And, yeah, maybe I'm overselling it a little bit, but I think between their roster, the way the year ended last year, Shanahan, that group out there. I love D'Amico Ryans, a D coordinator. I think their O-line's better. I think their D-line's going to be better. I think they're going to be a pain in the ass.
49ers maybe something to prove this year. The Cardinals have to prove that what they did last year was not a fluke. They had 11 wins, a great start last year. And I feel bad for Cliff Kingsbury.
I hear you.
Because everyone brings up that same graphic all the time. It's like, oh, look at all these starts, and then they fade at the end of the year. I'm like, well, what if he's taking these average teams and he's prepared them so well in the offseason that they're getting out to great starts? Isn't that good too?
I do think there is something to that.
He
catches everybody by surprise with the way they play.
Why not?
Yeah, right.
And maybe by the end of the year, everyone kind of catches up, and maybe they weren't as good as we thought. Because I don't think at the end of the year we're like, oh, the Cardinals underperformed. We're like, man, maybe that's what they were all season long.
Yeah,
just got off to a great start.
I hear you.
And so they won 11 games last year. 8.5 is the over/under.
I'm going under. I think this is a 7-10, maybe 8-9 type football team. No DeAndre Hopkins. We're putting it all on Marquise Hollywood Brown. And I always blank on this kid's name lately. The safety, the receiver they took from Purdue, Rondale Moore. Thank you. So I'm not ready to be like, oh, yeah, they're going to take over games. I understand in philosophy, we're going to spread the field, and we got these fast guys and do all that. To your point, what you just made with Cliff Kingsbury, I think there's things they do early in the year that catches teams by surprise a little bit. They got to learn to continue the tricks and surprise method a little bit later on in the year. I think teams get used to what they do, and they go, well, we got them. We know what they do.
Sure.
Right? And I think they're another team that I look at that I just think sneaky lost more players than people are realizing. I want to go, who's the blue chip player on their defensive line? Who? Yeah. J.J. Watt in year 13? I like J.J. Watt if he can stay healthy, but he's not like a super. Teams aren't going, hey, we're playing the Cardinals. We got to double team J.J. We got to tear up the game plan and figure this out.
And at this point, you can't assume 17
Exactly
games
right. So there's that aspect, right? Yes. I love Budda Baker, love Byron Murphy Jr. Corner is still of a question mark. I think that's why you've seen them make some moves, right? But then I also go, the size in the middle of the defense, lack of, scares me. No Chase Edmonds, no Jordan Phillips, no Jordan Hicks in the middle. We're going all in on, we got to make it work with Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins. So I'm going a little bit of a down year with the Cardinals.
Okay. Under for the Cardinals.
And last thing, have you looked at their schedule? I'm sorry we didn't bring that up, but their schedule is like, they could start the year and be 1-4.
Not with Cliff. Not with Cliff as their coach.
They're playing the worst team possible in week 1. The Chiefs who are just going.
0-1.
All right. Yeah, right. At the Raiders, hey, we'll see. That's a toss-up game, how that goes. But it's not going to be easy. And now, I give them the disadvantage a little bit of you got to deal with the new coaching staff and what Josh McDaniels is going to do and all that. The Rams, I think the Rams are better. Carolina could be scary.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles in week 5, I could see them getting off to a troubled start. And then, let alone they got a few other stretches there that I think are a little scary, later on in the year too, when you just look at Rams, Niners, Chargers, Patriots in back-to-back weeks. And then you get the Broncos and then the Bucks. And then, the Falcons. And then you end with the 49ers, where I could just kind of see it maybe falling apart at the end of the year a little bit.
Add in the fact, too, that Kyler Murray does not need to watch film because they took that out of the contract, right? Could be a problem for them. All right, one final team, the Seahawks. 7 wins last year with Russell for a lot of games, not all of them. 5.5 is the over-under without him.
I'm going under here. This is no doubt I'm going under. I mean, I don't see it with the Seattle. Seattle is like one of those teams that it seems baddish vibes right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Geno Smith's going to be the starter, but the competition's still going on between the guy who just threw 3 of the dumbest interceptions I saw in preseason game number 3. I don't even know what to think about that. Like, I don't even know why you say that at this point. And then, as we always talk, O-line, there's going to be games where I worry about them up front. O-line, I'm not sitting there going, oh, wow, they're really good. I like their running backs. We know the receivers are good. Quarterback, a question. I don't love their system. Defensive line, who's there to be scared of? I like Brooks in the middle, the linebacker, really good. I like Jamal Adams as safety. I like, gosh, I'm bad with my names today. Maybe I need to start smoking weed more. The other safety from Texas, I'm It's killing me. Here we go. I'm totally number 6. Hold on a second. Yeah, Quandre Diggs. Thank you very much, Pete. Way to save the day. I like him, but then the corners, I don't love that. So I just go, where? What's it going to do? Where's it going to be? I just don't see it with them. So I'm going under with the Seattle Seahawks.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.